I'm going to show you guys how you can go from this to this to this. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name's Tiffany and I talk about all things lifestyle, fashion, beauty, home wellness, all the things. As you can see, we're sitting by my indoor garden, so I wanted to do a gardening video today with you guys. I was always into gardening and like developing my green thumb since I would say 2017. I would buy plants, but I was never able to really help them grow. I started dabbling into gardening in 2017. I'd buy plants, I'd buy succulents, plants that are pretty easy to live indoors, but I was just never able to really tend to it and nourish them and help them flourish into beautiful, luscious plants. Fast forward to 2023, we were in our house and I said, you know what, I want to get into gardening. I want to have an outdoor garden. It's just always been a dream of mine. And I invested in getting a raised garden bed. I grew herbs, fruits, vegetables. I did all the things. So I was very proud of it. And yeah, that's a little bit about my gardening journey. If you want me to go a bit more detail about my gardening journey, I can do a separate video on that. Leave your comments down below if you want me to do that. But today I'm going to talk to you guys about avocado seeds. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to grow an avocado tree from all of the avocado seeds that you might be throwing out into the trash. So I'm going to show you guys how you can go from this to this to this. So if you're interested, stick around. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to go from an avocado seed to creating your own avocado tree without having to buy it from your local nursery. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stick around. I'm going to be sharing so much more lifestyle content this year. I've been doing a lot of vlogs, which I actually love. A lot of you have discovered me through my vlogs, but I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more gardening videos, cooking videos, style, fashion related content videos, beauty videos as well, just general home and lifestyle. I'm going to create more topic specific content for you guys. That's how I'm going to be able to add more value to you guys. So yeah, that is pretty much my little spiel before I get started. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. So if you're someone like me, I consume avocados pretty regularly. I am eating so many per week, and historically I would just toss them into the garbage. I would not think twice about using them. It wasn't until 2023 when I seriously got into gardening. I easily realized that I should be using the seeds from the things that I'm buying from the supermarkets. So I went to Google, I went to TikTok, started doing some research, and I looked up how can you grow a blueberry tree? How can you grow an avocado tree? How can you grow scallions, cucumbers, tomatoes, anything? I was just interested in finding out how I can just use the produce that I have in my home and create my own plants from them. I wasn't even really so interested in bearing fruit. I just really wanted to get to a point where I was able to see that I saw some level of success. So that's where the idea of the avocado seed came into play. I thought, why not save the seeds from my bell pepper, the seeds from my tomatoes, and just grow from those? So that is a pro tip if you're getting into gardening. Just save all the seeds that you have and put them to the side, and when you're ready, you'll be able to start using them. Okay, so let's get into the details of how to start an avocado tree. So all you need to do is take your avocado seed. I let mine sit for a day, and then what you'll notice is in a day or two, it has this brown film, as you can see. You need to peel that off. We're gonna do that together. This step is necessary, you need to do this. So yeah, just make sure you do that. This takes, like a minute or so to do. Honestly, you guys aren't gonna believe how easy this process is. All it really takes is patience. And the patience is you waiting for the roots to sprout. But we'll get into that shortly. Take your time, be gentle, because if you rupture or damage the actual seed, the likelihood of it sprouting significantly decreases. And like I said, I am not an expert when it comes to gardening, but from the research that I've done, that's what I've read. You just need to be very careful when it comes to peeling because you don't want to damage the actual seed. So like I said, don't rush through this process. Take your time, slowly peel it. Just make sure you're not scratching the actual seed. Okay, we did it. Here's what your seed should look like when you remove the brown film. It should be nice and smooth and have this sort of beige color. So once the film has been removed from the seed, the next step is to get a damp paper towel. You're going to place the seed into the damp paper towel. Just wrap it up loosely, like so. Ooh. Yeah, you just wrap it up like this. Get a Ziploc bag, place it inside, try to get all the air out. Next, you put it in your kitchen cabinet because it needs to be in a dark space. Put it in your kitchen cabinet and forget about it. And that is pretty much the initial step. Set a reminder on your calendar to check it every 2 weeks. That's what I've done. When you check it in about 2 weeks, you'll see that it might be cracking open and there's no roots yet. It takes time before you see any roots. Check again in 2 weeks. You might see a little bit of a root popping out. Check again in a week and a half. It's beginning to sprout quite a bit. So after you check back, you're going to see something like this progressively. So this has happened after about a month and a half, like a month and like 3 weeks, almost 2 months for it to get to this point. And this is ready to be planted in soil. You can wait a little longer for it to continue to sprout, but I think at this point, this can definitely go into some soil because once it's in soil, it's going to start growing at an even faster rate. So the main thing to keep in mind is you keep the seed in a cabinet for about a month and a half, even 2 months. You can keep it up to about 2 months until it's sprouting like this. Because honestly, I don't want to say in a month and a half, in 2 months, in 2.5 months, it's gonna be a certain way because all the seeds are very different. One major tip that I recommend is I would recommend trying 2 to 3 seeds when you do this process. So do this process with about 2 to 3 seeds. I would say do it with 3 seeds because some seeds are not good at all. Some might not even sprout at all. I have personally dealt with not having any of my seeds sprout. So I would say if you eat avocados a lot, save them, clean them up, take off the brown film, do this process, pop them in your kitchen cabinet and forget about them and check back on them periodically. You'll see that there are some seeds that sprout really quickly, and then there's gonna be some seeds that sprout at a slower rate and some seeds that don't sprout at all. But yeah, that is pretty much the process of how you can get your avocado seed from a seed to sprouting roots. And then once the roots are sprouted, I would say wait until, like this seed, I'm gonna let it sit for a bit longer because I want this to be a bit taller. So I'm gonna wait until this part, which is what needs to be sticking out of the soil when you plant it. I'm gonna wait for this piece to, because this is going to be where the leaves are. If you can see, that's a little leaf that's sprouting. So this is going to be the actual stem and this is the root. So you're going to have to plant this downward. You're gonna have to plant it this way and keep this little piece sticking up from outside of the soil. So let's get to this. So I planted this 3 weeks ago and it has grown so much because it's now in the soil. When I planted it, it was like this tall. And now it's grown so much and you see the leaves, the green leaves sprouting. So I'm definitely going to share this on my Instagram as it continues to progress. If you're interested, follow me on Instagram and you can keep up with like my gardening journey. I have a highlight where I show my gardening process that way. But I'm very, very proud of this because I started the process with this seed on October 28th, 2024. And this is where we are on January 17th, which is pretty crazy. So one thing about avocado seeds, they take some time to grow. I just find it so rewarding to see how you can go from this to this. It's really cool. But yeah, this is how you can grow your own avocado tree. I often get questions of whether or not it will bear fruit. I did some research and apparently it can bear fruit. I live in the Northeast, so we get all 4 seasons. We're in winter right now, so there's no way for me to put this outside. But for those of you who live in warm climates year round, you probably have more of a likelihood of bearing fruits on your plant because you can actually put it outside. It will be in heat all the time. I don't get that indoors. I'm really just doing this just to see how far it goes, to see if I can actually have this grow pretty tall. So it's more of a hobby for me. I don't really care whether or not it bears fruit, but if that were to ever happen, I'd be very excited. But I'm gonna keep you guys posted on the progress. I hope this inspires you to give gardening a try. Like I said, I really just tapped into my gardening bag, I would say in 2023. And I've had tons of failure in the past as well. So don't be discouraged if you try this and it doesn't work out. Just try another seed. The worst that can happen is it doesn't sprout, so you use another seed. Like I said, it's very easy to do. It doesn't require a ton of attention. I haven't watered this in maybe 2.5 weeks. So it also doesn't require tons of water. So it's a very easy plant to maintain, in my opinion. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you're gonna try growing your own avocado tree, or if you have in the past, let me know in the comments like what tips and tricks you have, because I would love for this to flourish. The last one that I did, I went away for a couple of weeks and it died. So I'm going to make sure I try to keep this one alive for as long as I can. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any tips and tricks in the comments. And yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found it inspiring, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.